Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. In this lesson, we're taking a look at something called the minor 2-5-1 progression. This is common in jazz, soul, blues, and even pop music as well. But it can be quite a challenge if you're new to it. So I'm going to break it all down and I'm going to show you some super cool shortcuts which take the mystery out of this chord progression. The minor 2-5-1 progression is all about tension and release. We're in the key of E minor, so the 2 chord is F sharp minor 7 flat 5, so that's tension. The 5 chord is B7, which we normally dress up with some altered notes to give even more tension, and then we release to the 1 chord, the E minor. Let's take a look at some shapes to get us there. I'm going to start with the root position F sharp minor 7 flat 5, up here at fret 9 on the 5th string. And then I'm going to move to this B7 sharp 5 for more tension. And then finally an E minor 9. A really cool approach is to take anything you play on the 2 chord, the F sharp minor 7 flat 5, and just move that same shape up a minor 3rd for the 5 chord, like this. Those chords sound great, but they can be quite hard to move around and they're quite thick sounding as well. If you're playing with bass, piano, maybe another guitar, you're starting to get in the way. So things get really interesting when we start to break those chords down. Let's take a look at the F sharp minor 7 flat 5. If I get rid of the root note, the F sharp, which is the 9th fret of the A string, I'm left with these 3 notes. C, E, and A. And that's an A minor triad. So anytime I want to play an F sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord, I can actually just play an A minor triad. And that gives me the minor 3rd, which is the A, the flat 5th, C, and the flat 7th, E. And things get even cooler for the 5 chord, the B7, because all I need to do then is take that minor triad, move it a minor 3rd to a C minor and play that over the B7 chord. And that's going to give me the C, a flat 9 over B, the D sharp, which is the 3rd of B, and a G, which is the sharp 5th of B. And we can go even further than that. When we get to the E minor chord, we're actually going to play a B minor triad, because the B minor triad will give us the 5th B, the flat 7th D, and an F sharp, which is the 9th of the E. So we get these 3 chords, A minor, C minor, B minor. So when we're soloing, we can use those triads to create simple melodies, and that gives us all the tension and the release we need over this chord progression. I've created a longer version of this lesson on my Patreon page. There are 20 licks where we build these ideas from the ground up, everything from triads through melodic ideas, and then more sophisticated licks with chromaticism. It's the best way to learn it so we can see how everything builds. Come and join me there, and you'll find more lessons on Americana, soul, fingerstyle, and much more. I'm going to play a series of licks now. I'm going to start off using the triad ideas, and then I'll bring in more notes in each lick to make them sound more like a phrase. Here we go. One of the really cool things about soloing with triads is that you can play symmetrical ideas, and so the solo sounds really cohesive. In this lick, I'm going to play an A minor triad and then apply the same rhythm and the same direction of notes to the C minor triad over the B7 chord. In the next lick, I'm going to add one extra note to the triads, so it starts to sound less like an arpeggio and more like a lick. You can make your ideas even more sophisticated by playing a triad followed by a simple chromatic phrase which gets you into the next chord, and that's what I'm doing in this lick. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed that lesson. This is such a cool progression because you're going to start playing tension and release. Remember to use those triads to break everything down, and come and join me on Patreon for the full version of this lesson so you can get those 20 licks to really learn how to put all these ideas into practice. Take care, and I'll see you next time.